She's screaming inside her own head and no one can hear her. The dragon, Princess Arya Nightfall, age 19, trapped in a body she doesn't recognize, lies chained to the execution platform. 100,000 people cheering for her death. Her HP blinks red. 1.2%. One more hit and she's dead. The executioner raises his axe. And that's when the F-rank nobody crashes the execution. His name is Elric Cross. Power level, 12. The weakest hunter alive. He just tamed an SSS-Rank dragon in front of the entire world. The bond forms above his head, golden, pulsing, impossible. Because he's power level 12 and she's power level 847,000. That's like an ant taming a nuclear bomb. And the look on his face? It's not triumph. It's grief. Because the dragon's eyes just went blank. The princess trapped inside, still conscious, still aware, just lost control of her own body. Forever. He saved her life by destroying her soul. Here's why this is impossible. He's from the future. Not 10 years, not 20 years, 100 years. The year 2124 where humanity is extinct, where 8 billion people are dead, where he was the last human alive. He traveled back to 2024 to stop it. But the cost? His body regressed from age 34 to 18. His power dropped from 984,000 to 12. From triple S plus rank to F rank. From the strongest hunter alive to the weakest. And his taming ability corrupted, twisted into something dark. You see, in the future, his taming created partnerships, mutual bonds, free will. But now it creates slaves, soulless puppets, consciousness destroyed. And yet, he used it anyway. Because the alternative was worse. In the original timeline, someone else tamed this dragon, kept her as a weapon for 63 years. And when that master died in 2087, the dragon's mind shattered. She destroyed the world in 72 hours, 8.2 billion people dead. That's why he came back. To stop it. But here's the twist, the dragon isn't a monster. She's human. Princess Arya Nightfall. The kingdom's greatest genius. Master of 7 elements. Cursed into dragon form 3 months ago by the Hunters Guild. A political assassination disguised as a monster attack. And today, they're executing her. Unless an F-rank, nobody chooses between 3 terrible options. Let her die free, and a different apocalypse happens. Tame her for 63 years, repeating the original bad timeline. Or gamble on 6 months of slavery, betting on a curse break that might not happen. He chose the gamble. And now her eyes are blank, and she hates him more than anything in existence. Power level 12 versus 847,000. And that's just the beginning. He has 3 hours to pull this off 9 AM to noon execution. The real tamer, the one who causes the catastrophe, is in the crowd right now, waiting to steal the tame. His future knowledge is incomplete, he knows what happens, but not who does it or how. The princess's fiancé is the guild master, commanding 847 S-rank hunters. The curse requires mutual consent she has to choose slavery. Time paradox rules mean changing too much collapses both timelines. A demon agent from the future is ensuring the bad timeline happens. His taming ability destroys consciousness completely. He'll need to survive 6 months running from the entire kingdom. And even if he succeeds, she'll remember everything and hate him forever. 10 impossible barrier. He's attempting it anyway. Through the bond, he can feel her. Princess, age 19, had a future, had dreams. 3 months ago, the guild cursed her, made her a monster. 92 days of torture. Experimentation. Starvation. Through all of it, she stayed sane, kept hoping someone would recognize her. No one did. Until him. And what did he do? Enslaved her. For the greater good. For 8 billion lives. For a future she'll never see because she'll hate him too much to care. This is the story of how humanity's greatest hero became its greatest monster. How an F-rank with 3 hours to live chose between extinction and enslavement. How a princess trapped in a dragon's body lost everything to save people who wanted her dead. How 6 months of running tested whether salvation is worth the cost of someone's soul. How December 25th decided whether 8 billion lives matter more than one person's hatred. Because sometimes there is no good choice. Sometimes you choose between terrible and catastrophic. Sometimes saving the world means destroying the one person who deserved to be saved. The answer starts with ash and blood and the end of the world. The world ended on a Tuesday. Not with drama. Just silence. Elric Cross, age 34, stands on the last intact building in Manhattan. The sky is permanently red. 3 years since the Void Rift. He's the last tamer alive, the last human, all 8.2 billion others, dead. 3 days ago he buried Sarah Chen, age 72. She died from an infected cut, something antibiotics would fix in 30 seconds. He dug her grave with his hands, spoke words because no one else could. Then he checked the sealed archives, the forbidden ones. Found a file. Project Sovereign, Temporal Division. The Sovereign Catastrophe, year 2087, 72 hours, 8.2 billion casualties. A dragon went berserk. Triple S-rank, power 847,000. It served as a weapon for 63 years. When the master died, the dragon remembered being human, remembered being cursed, remembered 63 years of slavery. Destroyed the world in grief and rage. But buried in the footnotes, the dragon's real name. Princess Arya Nightfall. Born 2005. Cursed March, 2024. Tamed June, 2024. Went berserk, July, 2087. She was human. A princess. The kingdom's greatest genius. The Hunters Guild cursed her. Political assassination. Scheduled for execution. Crown Prince Aldrich, her fiancé, saved her. Tamed her. Kept her 63 years. Until he died. And she remembered. But there's more critical information buried in those files. The curse had a natural breakpoint. December 25, 2024, 11:47 p.m., exactly 6 months after being cursed. If she'd survived without being tamed, the curse would break naturally. She'd become human, become a hero, become the woman who would prevent the Void Rift. But she was tamed June 15th. 6 months early. The natural curse break never happened. She stayed a dragon for 63 years, until she snapped. Elric makes his decision. Go back, prevent the taming, or change it. He activates the crystal. Stolen from the Vatican 6 months ago. Myth made real. It sends one person back through time. Once. The cost, everything. Age regresses to 18. Power drops to level 1. Abilities corrupt. One major timeline change before reality collapses. He stands on the roof, crystal in hand, red sky overhead. I'm sorry, Sarah, I couldn't save you, but maybe I can save the past. He activates it. Reality fractures. Power, 984,000 to 12. Rank, SSS+ to F. Chrono taming. Corrupted. It destroys consciousness now. Creates slaves. The voice of Paradox screams in his mind. You cannot save her without destroying her. I choose both, he gasps. 6 months of enslavement. Then freedom. That is not a choice. Then I'll make it a choice. Time shatters. He falls backward through 100 years. He wakes in an alley. Trash. Sewage. The smell of life instead of death. His body is pathetically weak. Legs buckle. Arms shake. Age 18. Level 1. Power 12. Rank F. From 1 million power to 12. He crawls out. Sees cars. People. Buildings intact. The sun is yellow, not red. It's beautiful. It's overwhelming. He hasn't seen this many living humans in 8 years. A newspaper stand. He grabs a paper. Headline. Grand execution today. Sovereign dragon destroyed at noon. He checks his watch. 9:03 a.m. 2 hours 57 minutes. He starts running. Well, staggering. His F-rank body can't handle it. 2 blocks and his lungs are burning. 4 blocks and his legs are cramping. 6 blocks and he has to stop and vomit. Humiliating. In the future he could run for 48 hours straight. But he pushes through. 2 hours 43 minutes remaining. The grand arena looms ahead. Built for 50,000, it holds 100,000 today. Everyone wants to see the dragon die. Security everywhere. Guild hunters. S-rank. A-rank. He tries to enter. A guard stops him immediately. Entry for ticket holders and guild members only. I need to get inside. The dragon, it's human, the princess. The guard's expression hardens. Another dragon sympathizer, move along before I arrest you. He backs away, circles the arena, looking for weaknesses. And that's when he sees her. Loading dock. Delivery entrance. Through the gap in the door, he glimpses the holding cells. The dragon. 30 feet long, black scales, red eyes, beautiful and terrible. But she's dying. Wounds everywhere, blood pooling. Her HP bar hovers above her head, 18%. 151,460 out of 847,000. They've been torturing her. 3 months of captivity, 3 months of pain. And through it all she's stayed sane, stayed conscious, stayed human inside a body she doesn't recognize. Their eyes meet. For just a moment. And he sees it. The princess, the person, still there, still fighting, still hoping someone recognizes her. A guard notices him. Hey, get away from there. He runs. But now he knows. She's real, she's human, she's savable. If he's willing to pay the price. He finds a coffee shop, sits down, mental inventory of problems. Can't get inside, security too tight. Even if inside, can't reach the platform, 847 hunters on guard. Even if he reaches the platform, can't tame her safely, Aldrich will interfere. Even if he tames her, the bond makes her a slave, she'll hate him forever. Even if he survives the taming, he needs to escape 100,000 witnesses, entire kingdom hunting. Even if he escapes, he needs to survive 6 months, 10 million gold bounty, everyone hunting. Even if he survives 6 months, the curse might not break, betting everything on a theory. Even if the curse breaks, she'll remember everything, eternal hatred. 8 impossible problems. 0 solutions. He's going to try anyway. Someone slides into the booth across from him. A young man. Maybe 22. Student uniform. Mage Academy. His face is painfully familiar. Master Kronos? Elric whispers. The young man frowns. Do I know you? Marcus Kronos, 16 years younger than Elric, remembers, his mentor from the future. Who doesn't remember any of it because it hasn't happened yet. Sorry, you remind me of someone. Marcus studies him. You're not a normal F rank, are you? Your eyes. The 1,000-yard stare. Who are you really? Decision time. Screw subtlety. I'm from the future. Year 2124. Humanity is extinct. I came back to stop it, and I need your help. Marcus doesn't laugh, doesn't dismiss it, just studies him for 10 long seconds. Then, prove it. Your thesis. Paradox mechanics and the butterfly threshold. 47 major changes before timeline collapse. You haven't published it yet. You're afraid people will call you crazy. But you're right, I've lived it. Marcus goes pale. How do you know that? Because you told me. 16 years from now, you're my mentor, you teach me everything. He pulls out a fragment, a tiny piece of the crystal that sent him back. Marcus reaches out, touches it. The temporal energy is unmistakable. Oh my god. You're actually telling the truth. I am. And I have 2 hours and 14 minutes to save a princess by taming her with a corrupted ability that destroys free will. So, want to help me commit treason? Marcus's eyes widen. Then a slow smile spreads across his face. I thought you'd never ask. They huddle over coffee. Elric draws the arena layout from memory. Execution platform here. Royal box here. 847 hunters distributed in this pattern. Dragon brought in from below. How do you get inside? We don't sneak in. We volunteer. Execution tradition requires a neutral witness from the Mage Academy. You volunteer as witness. I come as your documentation assistant. We hide in plain sight. That might actually work. But what about Aldrich? He has a backup plan. I'm sure of it. The man who cursed his own fiancée isn't relying on a simple execution. He has insurance. Like what? A secondary taming array built into the platform. If anyone tries to tame the dragon, the array hijacks the attempt and transfers the bond to Aldrich. That's how the original timeline happens. Can you disable it? Better. I hijack his hijack. Redirect the array to me instead. Marcus whistles. That's brilliant. And insane. And probably suicide. Welcome to time travel. They prepare. Academic uniforms. Forged credentials. Equipment. Marcus asks the question. What happens after you tame her? Elric's expression darkens. Her consciousness gets suppressed. She becomes a slave, a puppet, for 6 months. She'll hate you. She should hate me. I'm destroying her to save her. Is it worth it? He thinks about 8.2 billion corpses. About Sarah Chen dying from an infected cut. About the red sky and the silence. It has to be, because if I don't, everyone dies anyway. Marcus nods. Then let's save the world. They head to the arena. 1 hour 47 minutes until execution. As they walk, Elric feels it. A pulse of temporal energy. Not his, someone else's. Another time traveler. Here, now. The demon agent. She's already here. The game just got harder. They enter through academic access. Marcus shows his credentials. The guard barely glances at Elric. Documentation assistant? Correct. Platform access granted. Execution begins in 52 minutes. They're in. Elric scans the crowd as they walk, looking for the temporal signature. And then he sees her. A woman, mid-30s, guild official uniform, but her eyes are wrong, too knowing, too old. She sees him, smiles, disappears into the crowd. That's her, the demon agent. What's her goal? Make sure the bad timeline happens. Either Arya dies or Aldrich tames her. Either way, humanity loses. They reach the execution platform. It's massive, 30 feet across. Elric kneels, pretends to check equipment, but he's actually examining the magical structure, and he finds it. A secondary array. Hidden beneath the execution circle. Keyed to Aldrich's signature. The trap. If anyone tries to tame the dragon, this array activates, overrides the attempt, transfers the bond to whoever controls the array. Aldrich planned this all along. Found it. Can you give me 30 seconds of temporal shielding? Marcus nods. On your signal. Elric pulls out his last chronocore fragment, places it against the array. Now. Marcus activates temporal shielding. Time slows slightly, enough to mask their actions. Elric channels magic into the array. His corrupted tamer ability flows through. The array fights back, resists. It's keyed specifically to Aldrich's signature. But Elric's magic is from 100 years in the future. More advanced, more refined, more desperate. He forces the redirect, rewrites the targeting parameters, changes the control matrix. Sweat drips down his face, blood from his nose. The strain is immense. Almost, got it. The array flickers, accepts the new input. Done. Marcus drops the shield. 29 seconds, no alarms. Success. The arena fills, 100,000 spectators, all here to watch a dragon die. They're excited, bloodthirsty, they want violence. Elric's hands clench. These people have no idea. They're cheering for the death of the woman who should have saved them. Crown Prince Aldrich stands in the royal box, microphone in hand, dressed in ceremonial armor, a monster wearing a hero's face. Citizens, his voice booms. Today we gather to witness justice. The sovereign dragon has killed 10,000 of our finest hunters, destroyed 12 cities, terrorized our kingdom for 3 months. Today, we end that terror. The crowd roars. Elric feels sick. The gates open. 8 S-Rank hunters drag the dragon forward on enchanted chains. The crowd erupts in cheers. Kill it. Destroy the beast. Justice for the fallen. Arya is worse than before. More wounds, more blood. Her HP has dropped to 8%, 67,760 out of 847,000. They chain her to the platform, neck, wings, legs, tail, every restraint pulls tight. She can barely move. Her red eyes scan the crowd, still aware, still conscious, still desperately hoping someone sees the truth. No one does. Except Elric. Through his tamer sense, he feels her emotions, fear, pain, despair, but also dignity, pride. She refuses to beg, refuses to break. Even now, even at the end, she's still a princess. Aldrich announces. The execution will proceed in 3 stages. First, we weaken the beast. Second, we sever its magic. Third, we deliver the final blow. Stage 1 begins. 20 mages step forward. Attack spells ready. Lightning, fire, ice, wind, earth, metal. They unleash simultaneously. The dragon roars, not in anger, in agony. Her HP drops. 7%, 6%, 5%. The crowd cheers with every hit. Elric watches through the bond, feels her pain, her consciousness screaming. She's enduring, surviving, refusing to die. Hold on, he whispers. Just a little longer. 4%, 3%. The attacks stop. Stage 2, Magic Severance. A ritual designed to cut the dragon's connection to mana. It's excruciating. Like ripping out part of the soul. The dragon convulses. Her roar is heartbreaking. HP, 2.4%. Almost time. Elric feels the temporal pulse again. Stronger, closer. He scans the crowd. There, the demon agent. She's moving toward the platform. She's going to interfere. Marcus, the demon. 3 o'clock. She's making her move. What do we do? You stop her. I'll handle the taming. How do I? You're a temporal mage. She's a time traveler. Fight fire with fire. Go. Marcus runs. Aldrich announces. And now, the final blow. Executioner, proceed. A massive warrior steps forward. SS-Rank. Power level 500,000. Wielding a great axe enchanted specifically to kill dragons. He raises the axe overhead. The crowd holds its breath. And Elric moves. He activates chrono magic. Time doesn't stop. Just slows. Everyone sees him in slow motion. He sprints toward the dragon. His pathetic F-rank body pushed to maximum. Guards react. Spells launch. Too slow. Aldrich screams, stop him. But Elric is already there. He touches the dragon's scales. Her HP, 1.8%, still too high. He needs exactly 1.0% or below. The corruption trigger. He pulls out a knife, cuts his palm, presses his bloody hand against her weakest scale. Number 1, 1247, left wing, 3rd row, the microfracture from her childhood. His blood magic flows through. Precision strike, not an attack, a surgical cut. Her HP drops. 1.6, 1.4, 1.2, 1.0, 0.9. Perfect. He screams the ancient dragon tongue sequence, the words he memorized from Vatican archives. Draconis vera nomen secretum, anima humana vinculata, aria nightfall, princess regalia, audime, videme, choquissis. Dragon's true secret name, human soul bound. Arya Nightfall, princess of the royal line. Hear me, see me, I know who you are. The hijacked array activates, Aldrich's trap. But Elric redirected it. The bond forms, not to Aldrich, to Elric. Corrupted taming initiated. The dragon's eyes snap to him, wide, shocked, aware. Through the forming bond, he speaks directly to her mind. Arya, I know you're human. I know you're the princess. I came from 100 years in the future to save you, but I can't save you the right way, only the wrong way. In the original timeline, Aldrich tames you, keeps you for 63 years, then you go berserk and destroy the world. 8 billion people die. I can prevent that. But only by taming you myself. With a corrupted ability that destroys free will, you become a slave, a puppet, for 6 months. But in 6 months, the curse breaks naturally. December 25th, 11:47 p.m. You become human again, free again. This is the choice. Die free now, or live enslaved for 6 months, then freedom. I can't force you. The bond requires consent. You have to choose. What do you choose? The dragon stares at him, through him, into his soul. For an eternal moment, time stops. Then, barely perceptible, she nods. The bond slams into place. Triple S rank taming complete. Golden light explodes from the platform. The crowd gasps. Goes silent. Utterly silent. Then erupts in chaos. An F rank tamed the sovereign? Impossible. How? If we dulling is now. Aldrich's face goes white with rage. Seize him! Kill the traitor! But it's too late. The bond is complete. And Arya's eyes go blank. Her consciousness suppresses. The corruption takes hold. Through the bond, Elric feels it. Her mind screaming. Trapped. Imprisoned in her own body. Aware but unable to control. Unable to speak. Unable to act. A prisoner in her own skull. He wants to vomit. He just saved her by destroying her. Guards rush the platform. Hundreds of them. Spells flying. Weapons drawn. But the dragon Arya moves. defending Elric. Not by choice, by bond, by compulsion. She's his slave now. Her tail swipes. 20 guards fly backward. Her claws flash. Weapons shatter. Her wings beat. Wind scatters attackers. All while her eyes remain blank, empty, dead. Elric feels every movement through the bond, feels her hatred, her rage, her betrayal. Marcus appears beside him. Time to go. He opens a portal. Temporal magic. Emergency escape. Arya, follow me. She obeys, not because she wants to, because she has to. They leap through the portal. It closes behind them. They land in an abandoned warehouse, miles from the arena. Elric collapses, exhausted, drained, horrified. Arya stands over him, blank expression, empty eyes. A living statue. Marcus stares. You actually did it. You tamed an SSS-Rank dragon as an F-rank. Yeah, Elric whispers, voice breaking. I did it. I saved her. By destroying her. He looks up at Arya. Through the bond, he feels her. She's screaming, begging, pleading to be freed. And he can't free her. Not for 6 months. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. 6 months. I promise. December 25th. You'll be free. I promise. She doesn't respond, can't respond. Just stands there. His slave. His weapon. His greatest shame. Marcus checks news feeds. It's everywhere. Every channel. F-rank traitor steals dragon. Crown Prince offers 10 million gold reward. Dead or alive. Eldrick. Who else? He wants her back. Or you dead. Probably both. Elric stands, wipes his eyes. Then we run. We hide. We survive. For 6 months. Can we? We have to. Because if Aldrich catches us, he takes Arya. And the bad timeline happens anyway. Where do we start? I know someone. The Underground Railroad. They move people the guild wants dead. How do you know about them? Future knowledge. They'll help us. For a price. What price? He looks at his last chronocore fragment. Technology. Future tech. Worth billions. As they prepare to leave, Elric sees it. In the shadows. A figure watching. The demon agent. Kiera. She smiles at him. Mouths the words, see you in 6 months. And vanishes. The clock starts now. 6 months until freedom. Or 6 months until failure. The only difference? Whether Arya will forgive him when it's over. Spoiler, she won't. The first safe house is a basement. Concrete walls. One entrance. No windows. Arya stands in the corner, motionless. She hasn't moved in 3 hours. Hasn't blinked. Just exists. Elric tries not to look at her. But the bond makes it impossible. He feels her, every second. She's screaming inside her own head. Marcus makes food. You should eat. I'm not hungry. You can't run on empty. He forces himself to eat. It tastes like ash. Marcus asks, does she need to eat? Technically no. Dragons can survive weeks without food. But, he looks at Arya. I should feed her anyway. It's humane. Is it, when she can't choose whether to eat? Good question. He stands, approaches her. Arya, eat this. She opens her mouth. Mechanical, robotic. He feeds her soup. Spoon by spoon. Like feeding a child. She swallows. Not because she wants to, because he commanded it. Through the bond, he feels her humiliation, her disgust. He puts the bowl down. I'm sorry. She doesn't respond, can't respond. Arya, if you can hear me, if you understand, blink once. She doesn't blink. But through the bond, a surge of emotion, rage. She hears him. She understands. And she hates him. I know you hate me. You should. I destroyed you. But I did it to save 8 billion lives. In the future, in my timeline, you go berserk. You destroy the world. I came back to stop that. Her blank expression doesn't change. But the bond pulses with fury. December 25th, 6 months. The curse breaks naturally. You become human again. That's the plan. That's why I enslaved you. Not forever. Just long enough. Still no visible response. But through the bond, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I know, he whispers. I know. 2:47 a.m. Elric wakes to alarms. Marcus shouts, company, 4 signatures, all A rank. Guild hunters, already. He wakes Arya through the bond. She stands instantly. Defend us. Non-lethal if possible. She moves. The door explodes inward. 4 hunters burst through. There, the F-rank traitor. Arya's tail swipes. The first hunter flies through the wall. Her claw strikes. The second hunter's weapon shatters. Her wing beats. The third hunter tumbles backward. The fourth tries to run. She pins him with one talon. All in under 8 seconds. The hunters are unconscious, not dead. Because Elric's subconscious will was, defend, non-lethal. The bond translated that perfectly. Arya returns to his side. Awaits the next command. And Elric feels it through the bond. Her disgust. Her shame. She just fought for someone she hates, defended someone who enslaved her. She's a puppet. A tool. A weapon. I'm sorry, he whispers. The bond screams back, sorry, isn't enough. They move to the second safe house. Different district. Different owner. Marcus studies magical theory. They found us too fast. It shouldn't be possible. Tracking magic? Must be. But how? We're using anti-detection wards. Scrambling spells. They shouldn't be able to. He stops. Realization dawning. The bond. They're tracking the bond. What? Triple S rank bonds emit a unique frequency, like a magical signature. Any high-level tamer can sense it. And Aldrich is SS rank. He can track you from miles away. Elric's blood runs cold. So we're broadcasting our location 24/7? Essentially, yes. Can we hide it? There's a suppression ritual, makes the bond invisible to external detection, but it requires rare materials. How rare? Marcus lists them. Dragon's blood, moonstone dust, chronocrystal fragment. Elric pulls out his last piece of the chronocore. Will this work? That's perfect. Where did you... Future, what about the other materials? Dragon's blood we have. Marcus gestures at Arya. She's a dragon. And moonstone dust? Black market, expensive, maybe 50,000 gold. We don't have 50,000 gold. No, but you have future knowledge, tech specs, blueprints. That's worth millions to the right buyer. Elric nods slowly. Then let's go shopping. They enter the city in disguise. Arya wears an illusion spell, looks human, a young woman with black hair and red eyes. But her expression is still blank, emotionless, wrong. People stare, something's off, they can't tell what, just uncanny valley. The black market dealer is in an alley, shady, dangerous. Moonstone dust? 50,000 gold, non-negotiable. Elric places a paper on the table. What if I add this? The dealer examines it. Blueprints, future tech, clean energy generator design, won't be invented for 40 years. His eyes widen. Where did you... Doesn't matter. Is it worth 50,000? The dealer hesitates, calculates, nods, deal. But if this is fake, it's not. Check with your engineers, you'll see. They get the moonstone dust. 5th safe house. Remote location. Middle of nowhere. Marcus draws the ritual circle. Complex. Precise. Takes 3 hours. Ready? Elric and Arya stand in the center. This will hurt. The suppression fights against the existing bond, like forcing magnets together the wrong way. Do it. Marcus activates the ritual. Pain explodes through Elric's chest. The bond screams, resists, fights. Arya collapses. Her body convulses. Dragon form flickering. Through the bond, Elric feels her agony. It's worse for her. She's the one being suppressed again. Consciousness already trapped. Now the bond itself is being compressed. Double prison. Prison within a prison. He wants to stop, end the ritual, make the pain stop. But he can't. This is their only chance. Blood drips from his nose, his eyes, his ears. Arya's form flickers again. For one moment, he sees her human face, screaming silently. Then the ritual completes. The bond vanishes. Not gone, just hidden. Invisible. They collapse, both gasping. It worked. The bond is suppressed. Aldrich can't track you anymore. Elric looks at Arya. She's trembling. Eyes still blank. But through the now hidden bond, he feels something new. Not hatred. Exhaustion. Bone-deep, soul-crushing exhaustion. We're safe. For now. Day 14. They're in a warehouse, resting, planning. And she walks in. Kiera, the demon agent. Hello, Elric. Miss me? Marcus draws a weapon. Elric stands in front of Arya. What do you want? To chat. Explain the rules. Set expectations. What rules? The game we're playing. You think you're saving humanity, noble, heroic, but you're actually serving my purposes. How? Because the dragon needs to be enslaved. Doesn't matter by who. Aldrich, you same result. She spends months as a slave. Her mind fractures. The foundation for Berserk is laid. The curse breaks in 6 months. She becomes human again. Kiera laughs. Oh, sweetie. You think the curse break fixes the psychological damage? She'll spend 6 months as a slave. Killing on command. Being used as a weapon. Unable to speak, act, or resist. You think she'll be stable after that? Elric's blood runs cold. Even if the curse breaks, she'll be broken, traumatized, damaged, and that's when the real fun begins. Because a traumatized, powerful mage with PTSD from 6 months of slavery? That's a time bomb. That's Berserk waiting to happen. You're lying. Am I? Tell me, Elric. Through that bond. Can you feel her sanity? Can you feel her mind holding together? Or is she starting to crack? He checks the bond. And feels it. The cracks forming, the stress fractures. 6 months of this will break her. So here's the deal. You keep her enslaved. I make sure Aldrich doesn't catch you. We both get what we want. You get to feel like a hero. I get humanity's extinction. Why tell me this? Because I want you to know. I want you to spend 6 months watching her break. Watching her sanity crumble. Knowing you're the cause. And when she finally goes berserk, when she destroys everything, I want you to remember this conversation. I want you to know I warned you. She turns to leave. Oh, one more thing. December 25th, the day the curse breaks. That's also the day I kill Marcus, your mentor, your ally. Because without him, you can't maintain the bond suppression. And without suppression, Aldrich finds you in hours. Tick-tock. 8 love. She vanishes. Marcus stares at Elric. She's going to kill me? Not if I stop her first. How? Elric doesn't have an answer. Week 6. Arya fights guild hunters. Kills 3. Not by choice, by command. Elric feels her revulsion through the bond. Feels her humanity eroding. Week 10. She's becoming mechanical. Efficient. The perfect weapon. That's worse. It means she's adapting, accepting, breaking. Week 14. Elric tries speaking the ancient dragon tongue sequence. The words that accelerate, curse break. Arya's body convulses. The curse fights back. But something shifts. Her consciousness pushes against the suppression. Slightly. Week 18. Major battle with Kiera. Forest destroyed. Arya fights 1 versus 1 against a chronomage. She wins, barely. Her mind is becoming combat-focused, survival-focused, weapon-focused. Exactly what Elric feared. Week 22. They're exhausted. Marcus asks, "Is this worth it?" Elric, "It has to be." Marcus, "What if Kiera's right? What if we're just creating a different path to the same ending?" Elric doesn't answer. Because he's thinking the same thing. Day 183, December 15th, 10 days before curse break. Elric speaks the ancient dragon tongue sequence again. For the 20th time. This time, something different happens. Arya's eyes flicker. For just 1 second, awareness returns. Not blank, not empty. Conscious. Her mouth moves. Barely. No sound comes out. But Elric reads her lips. "I hate you." Then the blankness returns. But it's progress. The curse is weakening. The suppression is cracking. 10 more days. December 24th, day 192. Tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow the curse breaks. Tomorrow, Arya becomes human. Tomorrow, Kiera comes to kill Marcus. They're in an old cathedral, sacred ground, defensible. Marcus prepares wards. Elric practices combat. He's still F-rank, but 6 months of survival taught him tricks. Arya stands guard, silent, waiting. But through the bond, Elric feels something new. Anticipation. She knows tomorrow is freedom. She's counting the hours. Elric approaches Arya. "Tomorrow you'll be free, human again, and you'll hate me. You should hate me. I destroyed you to save you. That's not heroism. That's just what I had to do." He pauses. "I'm sorry. For everything. I know sorry doesn't fix it, but I need you to know, I didn't want this. I just didn't have a better option." Through the bond, something shifts. Not forgiveness. Never forgiveness. But understanding. She understands why. She still hates him. But she understands. "Thank you for choosing to live, even enslaved, even broken. Thank you for not giving up." The bond pulses. And for the first time in 6 months, he feels something other than hatred from her. Gratitude. Just a tiny spark. Then it's gone. Buried under rage again. But it was there. December 25th, midnight exactly. Kiera arrives. She's not alone. 20 demon-aligned hunters. All S-rank. All loyal to the cause of extinction. "Last chance. Give me the dragon. Walk away. Live." Elric steps forward. "No. Then you all die." The battle begins. Marcus's wards hold. Barely. Temporal shields fracturing under assault. The hunters attack from all sides. Fire, lightning, earth, metal, void magic. Arya fights. A whirlwind of claws and fury. 1 dragon against 20 S-ranks. She's magnificent. Deadly. Perfect. But she's outnumbered. Elric fights beside her. Pathetic. Weak. F-rank trying to fight S-rank. But he's clever. Throws sand. Trips enemies. Uses the environment. Every dirty trick he knows. Marcus manipulates time. Slowing enemies. Speeding allies. Burning through mana at unsustainable rates. They're losing. Slowly but surely. 11:35 p.m. Kiera breaks through the inner wards. Targets Marcus directly. "This is where you die, temporal mage." Time blade drawn. SS-rank chrono magic. Designed to kill instantly. Marcus raises shields. They shatter. The blade thrusts forward. Elric throws himself between them. The blade pierces his chest. Through ribs, through lung, through heart. He gasps. Blood floods his mouth. Marcus screams, "No!" Through the bond, Arya feels it. His death, his sacrifice. And something breaks. Not the curse. Something deeper. Something fundamental. Her consciousness surges. Fights against the suppression. Claws its way to the surface. For the first time in 6 months, her eyes show emotion. Rage. Not at Elric. At Kiera. At the one who hurt him. Arya roars. Not a slave's roar, a person's roar. The bond cracks. Fractures. The suppression shatters. 11:42 p.m., 5 minutes early. The curse breaks. Her body convulses. Scales crack. Form shifts. Dragon shrinking. Changing. Transforming. And standing there, naked and trembling, is a young woman. Black hair. Red eyes. Pale skin. 19 years old. Princess Arya Nightfall. Human. She looks at her hands. Human hands. Touches her face. Human face. Tears stream down her cheeks. "I'm human. I'm really human." Then she sees Elric, bleeding out on the ground. Her expression changes. Hardens. She kneels beside him. Places her hand over the wound. Magic flows. Healing magic. The same power she had as a princess. Before the curse. Before everything. The wound closes. Slowly. The blade's curse fighting against her magic. But she's stronger. She's free. She's herself. The wound heals completely. Elric gasps, breathes, lives. He looks up at her. "You're free." "I'm free," she confirms. Voice hoarse from 6 months of silence. Thanks to you, you monster, you savior, you absolute idiot. She's crying harder now. I hate you. I hate you so much. You destroyed me, enslaved me, made me a weapon. Pause. But you saved me, kept me alive, protected me, endured my hatred for 6 months, never gave up, never stopped trying. Even though I screamed at you through that bond every single day. She helps him sit up. So I don't know what to feel. Hatred? Gratitude? Both? Kiera stares, shocked. Impossible. The curse shouldn't break for 5 more minutes. Arya stands, faces her, human, powerful, free. You made a mistake. What mistake? You hurt someone Someone who saved me. She raises her hand. 7 elements swirl around her. Fire, water, earth, wind, lightning, light, darkness. The power she was famous for. The genius that made her legendary. All of it returns in an instant. And now you're going to learn why they called me the Princess of 7 Elements. She attacks. It's not a fight, it's an execution. Arya is fresh, powerful, free. 6 months of pent-up rage unleashed. Kiera tries to fight back. Temporal magic, time manipulation. But Arya is faster, stronger, angrier. Fire melts Kiera's defenses. Lightning shatters her shields. Void magic tears through her weapons. In 30 seconds, it's over. Kiera lies defeated, broken, barely alive. Go back to your masters. Tell them Arya Nightfall is free. Tell them the bad timeline is over. Tell them they failed. Kiera crawls away, retreating, defeated. The demon hunters flee, their leader broken. Their plan failed. Victory. The cathedral is ruins. The battle destroyed everything. But they're alive. Elric, Marcus, Arya. All 3. Alive. Marcus collapses. We did it. The curse broke. The timeline changed. Arya looks at her hands again, still marveling. I'm human. I'm really human. She looks at Elric. You kept your promise. 6 months. December 25th. Exactly as you said. I'm sorry it took 6 months. I'm sorry you had to endure my hatred for 6 months. I deserved your hatred. You did. You enslaved me. Made me a puppet. Used me as a weapon. She pauses. But you also saved my life. Kept me sane. Protected me. And freed me. Will you forgive me? Long silence. Ask me in a year. Maybe by then, I'll have an answer. Right now I don't know what I feel. Hatred? Gratitude? Relief? All of it? She extends a hand. Helps him stand. But I'll say this. You're an idiot. And a monster. And a hero. And I'm glad you were the one who enslaved me. Because anyone else would have kept me for 63 years. You kept your promise. 6 months. Freedom. She smiles. Tiny. Bitter. But real. So thank you. And I hate you. And maybe someday I'll forgive you. It's not forgiveness. But it's not hatred either. It's a start. June 15th, 2025. 1 year after the execution. The Grand Arena. The same place Arya was almost executed. But today is different. Today is her coronation. Queen Arya Nightfall, age 20, youngest monarch in history. The crowd cheers. Not for her death, for her life, for her reign. She stands on the platform. The same platform where she was chained, where she almost died. Now she's wearing a crown. Her first royal decree. I hereby abolish the Hunters Guild, effective immediately. All guild assets seized, all guild officials arrested. All victims of forced transformation will be freed and healed. The crowd erupts. She continues. For too long, the guild cursed innocent people into monster forms, called it justice, called it protection. It was slavery. And today, it ends. 84 people are freed from curses that day. 84 victims become human again. Because of her. Elric watches from the crowd. No longer hunted. No longer hated. Just a guy who did something terrible for the right reasons. Arya sees him. Their eyes meet across the arena. She doesn't smile, but she nods. Acknowledgement. Not forgiveness. Not friendship. Just acknowledgement. He saved her. She's alive. The world is better. That's enough. Marcus stands beside him. You did it. You changed the timeline. Saved the future. Did I? Or did I just create a different future? Does it matter? Elric thinks about 8.2 billion corpses in his timeline. About Sarah Chen. About the red sky. No. As long as people get to live, the cost was worth it. As they leave the arena, Elric feels it. A pulse. Temporal energy. Not his. Not Kiera's. Someone else. He turns. In the crowd, a figure. Watching. Familiar. It's him. An older version of himself. Mid-40s, scarred. Wearing unfamiliar clothing. From a different timeline. Their eyes meet. The older Elric mouths the words, "It's not over." She goes berserk anyway. Different trigger. Same result. I'm from timeline 3. You're in timeline 2. We need to talk. And vanishes. Elric's blood runs cold. Marcus notices. What's wrong? I just saw myself. From another timeline. What did he say? That it's not over. That she goes berserk anyway. Different trigger. What does that mean? Elric looks back at the coronation. At Arya, accepting her crown. At the future he thought he saved. I don't know. But I think we're about to find out. Thunder rumbles. Despite clear skies. Somewhere, in a time that hasn't happened yet, a dragon roars. And Elric realizes. He didn't save the timeline. He just created a new branch. And in that branch, something even worse is waiting. Arya finishes her coronation speech. The crowd cheers. She looks happy, free, human. And Elric thinks, even if a worse future comes, at least she got to be human again. At least she got to be herself, for however long it lasts. Because that's what heroes do. They save people. Even when it doesn't save the world. Even when the cost is everything. Even when the ending isn't guaranteed. They save people anyway. And hope it's enough. Elric walks away from the arena. Marcus beside him. Arya, on her throne. What now? Now? We wait. See what Timeline 3 me wants. Prepare for whatever's coming. You think the berserk happens anyway? I think there are infinite timelines. Infinite possibilities. I saved this one. Made Arya human again. Freed her from slavery. That's a win. Even if another catastrophe is coming? Even then. Because she got to be free. For however long. That matters. Marcus nods. You're a good person, Elric. A monster maybe. But a good monster. That's the nicest thing anyone said to me. They laugh. Bitter. Tired. But alive. That night, he writes a letter. Seals it. Addresses it to Arya. Your Majesty. If you're reading this, something went wrong. Another timeline. Another catastrophe. Another version of me trying to fix things. I don't know if you'll ever forgive me for what I did. 6 months of slavery. 6 months of screaming inside your own head. 6 months of being my weapon. But I want you to know, it was worth it, not because it saved the world. Maybe it didn't. Maybe another catastrophe is coming. It was worth it because you got to be human again. You got to be free. You got to reclaim yourself. And if that's all I accomplished, if the only thing I changed was giving you 6 more months of humanity before everything ends again, then it was still worth it. Because you matter. Not as a weapon, not as a tool, not as a dragon. As a person. As Princess Arya Nightfall. As the woman who should have saved the world. And maybe still can. Whatever comes next, I hope you know, I never regretted saving you. Only the way I had to do it. Elric Cross. He doesn't send it. Not yet. Just keeps it, in case. The screen fades. Last image, Arya on her throne, smiling, free, human. And in the shadows behind her, barely visible, the older Elric. Watching, waiting. Because this story isn't over. It's just beginning.